Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Angela Saavedra. I'm the director of the Center on the Hill. I'm joined today by my friend Heather Crabb, who's from Maryland, and she's going to talk to us about values mining. And we're going to do a little bit of that. So tell us all about it. What is it?
So values mining is a quick way to identify things that are important to you. So we're going to end up with 3 values, and sometimes they change. So you shouldn't do this once and be done with it for the rest of your life. But for right now, we'll identify 3 values that you have, and some you might be surprised at, some you might not be, but they can help you in relationships. They can help you identify reasons why you're having trouble in a situation. They can help you make decisions because you can refer back to them to remind yourself what your core values really are and what's important to you above all else. I'll give you an example. I had a coworker, and for some reason it was just not sitting well with me. The whole relationship, our interactions, everything about it. And then I had my core values up on my wall in my office, and trust is one of my core values. And I didn't trust her. And then it was like this huge aha moment about what was wrong with the whole situation, because that one thing is so important to me and I couldn't trust her. So the rest of the relationship was it was just difficult. So awareness is key though. So we're going to start. Do you have a piece of paper?
I do. Can you tell me before we get going in this, I do have my paper, kind of, what might be some good circumstances to do this? Why might we want to do this kind of exercise? Like, what, is it if you're, like you said, having kind of a situation, or, if you're looking for something, like what are some reasons to do something like this?
So I think it's good to do it in general. I think that it's certain situations that you would want to refer back to them. So if you're having trouble with, a friend, or, just really something is nagging at you about a decision you made, referring back to them. But it can also be how you make decisions moving forward, not just looking at the decisions you've made in the past, but, it can help you, for example, if you want to take a vacation and you and your family have designed core values, which I have a couple of friends who have, with their families, designed core values. And they, when they make decisions as a family, they look at those core values and see if the decision they're making matches with their core
values. Yeah.
So
that's awesome. That's really cool. Okay, so I got my paper. Tell me what we're going to do.
All right. So I want you to think of someone you admire. You don't have to tell me who it is. Just someone you admire.
Sorry, something in my eye. Okay, I got it.
All right. So I want you to write down a list of their attributes.
Okay. How many? Like, is there too many? Not enough?
Whenever you feel like you're done.
Okay.
Maybe let's not take an hour, but
Sure. Yeah. I got 4. I'd like 5. Let me think of. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're good?
Yep.
All right. Now I want you to think about what makes you mad or angry.
And write down the things that make me mad or angry?
No, I just want you to think about them, and then I want you to write down the opposite of them.
Okay. Okay.
All right, and now I want you to think of what brings you joy. And I want you to make a list of the things that bring you joy. So now I want you to look at all the words that you've written down on your paper,
Mm-hmm.
and I want you to underline 3 or 4 of them.
What would guide me to want to underline them?
The ones that stand out to you or resonate with you the most.
The most. Okay. Okay, underline 4.
Okay. So now on the other side of the paper, I want you to write each of the 4 words at the, like, across the top so that you can put things underneath of them.
Got it.
Okay. So for each word underneath of it, so take your first word, and I want you to write 4 to 6 words underneath of that that come to you when you look at the word. So if the first word, let's say, is, I don't know, smile.
Mm-hmm.
What 4 to 6 words come to you after you look at that word and write them down?
4 to 6 words for each. Okay. One of them I'm having trouble with. I can only come up with, well, one word. It's hard. I have 2, but it's like hard to come up with.
Don't, this should be a, you know, a painful experience. So if you can't do more than that, then that's okay.
Let's see. Okay, I got it.
All right, so now you have them all done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for the first column, I want you to look at all those words, and I want you to circle the one that sums up or really captures the essence of that cluster of words for you. And circle it.
Okay, got it.
And do that for each of the, you said you wrote down 4, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So do that for each of the 4 groupings.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you mind sharing them with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 4 words?
Yes.
So the 4 words I have are collaboration, honesty, understanding, and love.
Collaboration, honesty, understanding, and love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what surprises you about those?
I guess I'm surprised because collaboration and like the words that are in that column, like a lot of them speak to me, but collaboration is the one. I mean, it's what about all of those things or about that column that I like, and so that I mean that surprises me that that's the one word that like really spoke to me. It's also interesting that like where I chose love under that column, there was another word that I could have that I honestly I kind of always thought was like one of my core values and pertaining to that, and it wasn't. I chose like love spoke more to me there, so that was surprising.
Good. So how do you think you will use these? If you now know that these 4 things are your core values, at least for right now, they may change, but for right now, how do you think you can use these?
Oh, definitely. So to give some, since people are watching this, to give some background to it. So the column 1 was the column that came under creative, was the word that was there. And so, you know, in that column were things like art, music, theater, activities, and collaboration was there. And collaboration is what I like about being creative. I like collaborating with others. So,
Okay.
I think I will definitely, that's my preferred medium. Theater is a collaborative art, right? If I wanted to paint a picture, I could do that by myself. But I choose an art form that involves other people. And that really translates into other aspects of my life. I'm always asking people, what for the center, what would you like to see at the center? What would you like me to offer? Other things, and then they tell me, and then I go and I contact other people and I try to make that happen, facilitate it. So I could see me really, carrying collaboration through a lot of different aspects of my life. The second column was the column under truth. And that's where I came up with honesty, and things that were in that column are things like realness and expression and openness. But honesty really is the one that, drives me. And, for sure in my life, it's something I try to live by. I've talked before. I did a episode of Tell Me Something Good with John Wilkinson, and I had mentioned that, like, it kind of drives me crazy when, if I'm wearing a hideous shirt and the friend is like, oh no, that looks really nice. Like, who's honest? Like, just tell me. And to me, that's where I end up being not truthful, is, because I'm always like, oh, I don't want to hurt someone's feelings. So like, I'm going to tell a little white lie. But I was like, I honestly feel like if I tried to work harder at just being honest about everything up front, everything from my feelings to, whatever, I think my life could definitely benefit. The third column was compassion. And under that column, I had things like caring and understanding and love and equality. And understanding was really the one that I was drawn to, because, in my life, I think, I can definitely apply more understanding in a lot of aspects. And sometimes it's as simple as like understanding why the people in my house don't know how to put things back where they came from. I need to just understand that this is not a thing that's on their radar, and I just need to be understanding about that. That it's my issue, that I'm like, I like things to be where they're supposed to go, because then I can find them. It's clearly not that important to them. So I need to just be understanding about that. So I could, I can, and that's in that compassion category. Like, it's fine, you do you. Okay. And then the last column was family. And there I had love, laughter, unity, growth, and memories. And I circled love because I really feel like all those other things kind of come from that place, especially when involving family. So, and sometimes it's work to, particularly like extended family who you don't always agree with politically, or you don't agree with in a lot of social situations. Like sometimes we just have to love and be like, you're my family and I love you. And so, I'm going to have a little more understanding. I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that I don't necessarily agree with you.
Yep, exactly.
But like we can meet in the middle. So, yeah.
Excellent. So how do these sit with you? If you were to like make a poster and put them up, somewhere where you could see them, where they were prominent in your workspace or your home space, how do they sit with you?
Yeah, no, I think these are very empowering. Like, I definitely think they would, resonate with me as a little reminder, when I get frustrated, or, if something's not quite going right. I could definitely see myself looking at these and being able to sort of be like, well, this is a situation where I could probably apply a little more understanding, or this is a situation where maybe if instead of me just trying to do it all, I collaborate more and ask for somebody's input on it, and then we can get there. So I think, I think I could definitely, I could do that for sure.
Excellent. Well, I hope it's helpful. This exercise, hopefully it's not too painful.
No, I think that was really great. So just to recap so that I remember this when I, want to do it again. The first part we did was thinking a person that we admire, right? And then thinking of the traits about them that we admire, what makes us admire about them. And then the second part was thinking about things that make us angry, but writing the opposite of what makes us angry. And then the third one was, that's the one I forgot. The third one was
what brings you joy?
Oh, right. What brings you joy? So this is joy. It's 3. So things that make you angry, opposite, and then the things that make you joy. And then you you underline, you said 3 or 4,
Mhm.
or would be the most 3, 4 of those. And then I make a column across the top with those on it. And underneath those, I just wrote the words that like applied to that, or why, like, you know, the things that I felt in that column. And from there, I circled 1 in each column, and I got my 4 cores.
Right.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
That was neat. I really like that.
And I think one of the really exciting things about this is that you can do it with someone of any age. So I have done this with my 10-year-old, and, you know, he came up with core values, and, you know, the list of attributes or the person that, you know, a young person might admire might be different than someone who's older might admire. But at this moment in his life, those were his, you know, the core values that we identified. And it was, it's been really helpful for him too. So there isn't an age. I mean, obviously the kid has to be able to speak, but, you know, you can do this collaboratively, even with kids who can't write yet or spell.
Wow. Yeah.
Tell you. So it's a really powerful tool that can reach a lot, you know, of different people.
Yeah. That's great. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'll post the exercise. I'll at the end of this video, I'll recap the questions so everybody understands and can do this on their own, and hopefully it'll help bring them some new insight into themselves and how they relate to other people and their lives around them. So thanks so much for being with us, Heather. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks so much, everybody. Have a good evening.